Surprise! I think everyone already knew that we're together.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to this week's live stream AMA. Luke and I are obviously together. We're at Binance Blockchain Week in Dubai,
Also known as BBW.
also known as BBW. Yeah, the weather is so perfect in Dubai in December. It's like a perfect 25 degrees. So we thought we'd sit on our patio and hopefully my mics work well enough to cut out the background noise. So please let us know. But yeah. If you guys have any questions or thoughts, comments, throw them in the live chat. We're hanging out. We're gonna be a chill one.
So I'm curious on how you guys are all feeling about current crypto markets. I want to get a pulse check and a vibe check from everybody right now, because it is an interesting market to be in right now, is it not?
It is. It's interesting being at Binance Blockchain Week also, especially right after YPS, because YPS, YGG Play Summit in Manila is so Web3 gaming and player focused, and it's like community and like loving and vibes, and it's so wholesome, and we just adore it. And then Binance Blockchain Week is it's crypto, right? It's not only gaming, it's crypto, and it's very business oriented. But the vibes here are so good. Like everyone acknowledges, yeah, market sucks, but everyone is super positive. Just builders having a great time together, learning a lot from each other. Today was great. We're exhausted. We should have started with that. We're exhausted, but yeah, the vibes here are immaculate. So
yeah. So I guess even I don't like to think about markets too often. Like honestly, if you watch these AMAs for years, like you'll know I don't ever really bring them up. But I think it's not inappropriate to talk about them now, just given like current crypto sentiment. Like fear and greed index has been at all-time lows a lot recently lately, right? And I think a lot of people are a little scared right now in this current market, right? So yeah, here's my thoughts on it. Like one, there's really weird Bitcoin volatility going on right now, right? Like you're seeing it go up 10% one day, down 10% one day. And that's leading to some like weird macro also. And then there's also this other secondary problem right now that you're seeing with basically every single alt's been bleeding for the past
you see what Sophia just texted me?
Sophia, that was very distracting.
I just said, okay, we're not going to tell the people. Sophia just texted me. What did she say? Billy Cyrus wants his mullet back. Anyways, keep going.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we're different people. Surprise.
What we were saying is, yeah, alts are continuing to bleed right now, right? So, not that we don't care about price, right? But now what we're thinking a lot is, one, like how do we break the trend of like basically alts bleeding? If you followed Pixels before, you guys know, because you've been in this community, exceptional companies and exceptional projects can break market trends. It is possible, it can happen. Now, in this market, it's going to be especially hard to do that. And yeah, it's looking like a pretty gloomy time for crypto in general right now. But what I will say is being here at Binance Blockchain Week this week is kind of reassuring, because we're in a room full of people building, and honestly, it's an industry that still really believes in what the long term of crypto unlocks. And what I'll say to everybody here who's in Pixels, who feels like a little scared or nervous about the short term, the markets, all of this, is that one, we're still building in here and showing up every single day, right? Two, if you believe in crypto gaming and Web3 gaming, then it's going to all work out in the long run, right? The teams that survive in these bad markets, survival is probably the most important thing, have a much better shot of succeeding in the long run. Literally just keeping the lights on, staying alive. And then four, we have been setting the base for something that's like fundamentally much better over the last 3 to 4 months. So I know the market might feel scary. I know things might not feel super good when it comes to like the industry, crypto gaming in general, right? But there are teams that are still building, shipping, and moving forward, and we're one of those teams. So we still believe in the industry. I still do. That's why we're still building. If I didn't have any faith that we'd be able to achieve the things we want to achieve, I'd already be gone and out, right? But I really do think that we can pull off all the things that we're trying to do. crypto gaming is going to make it in some shape, some form. Maybe not the form that we all first thought it was going to look like, but we'll pull it off.
Okay, wait, say that again. Crypto gaming is gonna make it.
Crypto gaming, Web3 gaming is inevitable. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yeah. I'm vlogging, guys.
Yeah. So we'll we went a lot last AMA over kind of like the long-term thinking and the plan, right? Like we kind of walked you through, you know, some of the other stuff that we're working on with. I think we announced the name finally. We're calling it Stacked. Basically, like a new play to earn platform.
We actually didn't officially announce it. I vlogged yesterday, and before I posted it, I messaged the team and was like, I'm leaking the name. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but behind me in the vlog at our booth, like, you know, we have Chubkins and Stacked. So Stacked is the name of the offer system. It is not Neo. It is not Bob. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so that's kind of the biggest thing that the team's been working on besides core pixels for the last, like, you know, we've been working on the back-end tech for a long time.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I mean, I think we officially kicked off this like a year ago now at this point. Yeah, maybe even a little bit longer. So a lot of the tech we've been building at Pixels has been all around how we can make play to earn work and be sustainable, right? Yeah. We've tried a bunch of different things. I think one thing that might be interesting is, yeah, maybe what we'll do is like kind of do a retro of all the decision making that we went over, and kind of give you guys like a bird's eye view of like, oh, this was a good decision, we think. Oh, we thought it would work this way, but it didn't end up working out the way that we thought it would. Sorry, I'm so tired. I feel like I'm bumbling a little bit.
Okay.
But
exhaustion's hitting.
Yeah, but yeah, what Stacked is essentially, it's like taking all the lessons that we've learned and also a lot of the tech we've been building over the last year and a half and combining it into one product. So truthfully, what we're probably going to end up doing long term is we're going to move most of the earnings in the ecosystem into Stacked. So, you know, the plan, as we've like previously said, is we have this new app called Chumpkins coming out. You know, it's been built by another studio, right? But we've been partnering and working with them super closely. I say it's, you know, built by another studio because, you know, I want to emphasize that we're not taking away, you know, focus away from core pixels. We've been focusing on it a ton still. But yeah, how it will work is in this Chubkins app, you'll get chances to earn, and then you won't actually be able to earn in that app. You'll have to go into Stacked, this new app that we're building out, and that will be your new earning center. So Chubkins will be the first use case of that. And also I think Pixel Dungeons might start experimenting with it too. What I can see us doing long term is we'll probably move most of the earnings in core game even towards that app as well.
No, I thought Wart was a player NFT freak. I know he's really ugly, honestly. So the first time I saw Wart, like really saw Wart, was at YPS because they had Grand Arena on like a massive screen, and of course he's a character from Grand Arena that like crawls across the bottom. And I was like, what's that? That thing's terrifying. And then Huntao was like, yeah, so why don't we do a quest in Pixels with Wart? I'm like, great. Anyways, everyone, you know what, actually, everyone go to Huntao's Twitter. He is very sick. Go and wish him well, because I didn't even realize how ill he was. He's got pneumonia. So we're all having fun with this quest, and he's sick. So everyone go make him feel better. Right.
So yeah, we have Stack coming out. We're going to move most of the earnings in the ecosystem there, and that's kind of going to be one of our swings, right? So what this allows us to do is this basically gives us like a centralized place to go and experiment and test earnings, and then it allows us to iterate and like experiment with them a lot more in the long term too. So yeah, I think the stuff that we're doing, I'm extremely optimistic about the long term here of what we're doing. And you know, the short term does matter, right? Like we need to keep people engaged. We need to make sure that, you know, people feel that we're updating things and, you know, that we're doing the right stuff. And we are, like, you know, the team is putting in some massive amounts of work to move the space and, like, you know, Pixel forward. But in the short term, you know, I just want to like assure the community, like, don't worry too much. Like if you've been here and you've like, if you're still here with us, let us cook a little bit. our goal to get Stacked and the Pets app out is by end of year. It could end up releasing like early next year. Like a really good goal for us to be to have everything ready by the holidays and then start ramping up and scaling, in the new year, basically, which seems reasonable and realistic. Now, obviously, things change. You guys have been around Pixels long enough where like things roll over, but we're gonna try to really get this stuff out soon. There is a sense of urgency on the team, is what I'll say, and at least with me in particular as well.
Oh, I just almost swore.
And
I didn't. We're farmer friendly here.
Yeah.
What a weird comment.
Yeah, in current market, it's like we do need the sense of urgency. There's also a sense of, urgency combined with making good long-term decisions, right? So what we don't want to do in a market like this, because it just doesn't help in the long run, is make decisions that will just get like short-term interest without actually driving like long-term value, basically. Like if we were just to do something for the hype of it, basically, that would not be the thing to do. But we should be urgently working on things that really move the needle and push the like ecosystem and game forward. And that's kind of the thought process here. So yeah, that's what's going on the ecosystem side. With the core game side, again, I'm starting to feel even more conviction towards going mobile native. We're thinking a lot about what that looks like.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
it'd be really cool.
It's going to make a lot of sense when we have the Stacked app out also to go like fully mobile native. What the Stacked app unlocks when we have that out is we can make the game on like in the core game and in most of the gameplay feel more Web 2 and have the earnings out in a different app. And that allows us to kind of get on the App Store and not have to worry about App Store regulation in the same way because the earnings are technically in a separate app. So yeah, that's kind of the game plan and thought process there. Okay, well, yeah, we can use the rest of this time today to go over some questions, and I think we'll go into some rabbit holes.
There haven't been a ton of questions so far.
Yeah, there are a few.
I'd start a few of them, but yeah, I already started that one.
We got more questions on Vpixel, which I'll go into what we're thinking there.
Just looking on Discord to see if there's any comments. Woo, there's a bug. Rohini, what are you talking about?
Okay. I'm just going through some questions now. So yeah, if you have any other questions, put them in here. One animal care update. Okay, so here we start a few. So somebody asked when the Pets app releases in Asia. So right now you actually can download the Pets app if you're in the US. But honestly, we don't really want you guys to download it. What we've been doing is we've been running paid advertisements, and we've been running paid advertisements. We've been like basically measuring like the normal numbers you would measure for a Web 2 game when it comes to like will it work, like retention, all this kind of stuff, and it's looking decent. But we want to get into like a slightly better spot when we hit the numbers that we want to with like the standard day 1, day 7 retention metrics. Then we'll move it into like full access. Realistically, it will probably release Android first, iOS second, even though we built it in Unity, so it should port to both. But yeah, we want to get like the full global release by either end of year or like very early January. Yeah, sure. So Pixels is funded enough to build everything that we need to build. We're not really worried or crunched on runway right now. We're in a fortunate position for that reason. So yeah, what I'll say is like we have enough room, runway, and like breathing room to build basically. And we'll be able to do all the things that we need to do.
Yeah, and hype. We're in it to win it. Someone?
Yeah, sure. So Vpixel should work in the staking ecosystem now. We started giving it out in some tasks pretty recently, and we're going to start giving out more of it through this offer system also. One of the things that we were worried about was if people would like it or not, but it seems like people do like Vpixel enough, and it's going to be really interesting. So one of the things that we're trying to get out a little bit quicker is more offers into the core game. I would say that's like one of the higher priorities of the company now, because we want to get a stacked system out, right? The offer system is stacked actually, and it's kind of the back end that powers it. So, there's more there than just getting offers out. It's like, okay, how do you fine tune them? How do you get the testing done? Like the system behind it is really great, but there's like some tweaks and some code changes that we need to fix before it's fully live. But one interesting thing that we can start to use Vpixel for is more like free to play rewards essentially, or for just giving out more rewards in general, right? The thing that we're really focused on, obviously, and we've been talking about it a lot, is this metric called return on reward spend inside of the game and ecosystem, right? Now, Vpixel is interesting because one, it complicates it a little bit, but it also gives us more room to give out more rewards, right? So it complicates things because the accounting becomes a little bit more difficult. If we give out 1,000 Vpixel and only have 500 pixel of spend, what's that return on reward spend? It's not necessarily 0.5. Maybe it's something else. So you have to kind of price what a Vpixel would be based on sell pressure, all of this. But like, yeah, we're going to start giving it out more basically, because we can get that data and we're kind of figuring it out now already and getting a sense. And it's a really interesting way to like actually reward the people who use Pixel inside of the game and don't just sell it automatically. So expect it coming more through that offer system. So yeah, we're getting more offers out. We've been doing like very small batch tests basically on the offer system. So if you haven't seen an offer, that's likely why. And we've been giving out different offers for different reasons. We do want most of the earnings to be in the offer system in the long run. So yeah, we do need to kind of fine tune that. And we'll try to get that fine tuned by the end of the year. I think that's a good goal internally for the team as well. Like make sure that, we have sufficient offers going out in the core game to users, where like average user ideally sees an offer a day, would kind of be my goal. And then scale it from there. Like truthfully, I would rather have you guys even get more things to do in this offer system than you would in the task board in the long run, because the offer system is more versatile. We can create offers for like basically anything inside of the game. They can be more interesting when more people have to do different things. So we'll start to experiment with that, not just with, normal tasks like login tasks, but those are easy ones that like we'll at least get those in. But also things like, you can do game design around it basically and create interesting game mechanics and features with it.
This is kind of talking about how they agree with the system that we're building. So
I feel like if one solves P2E, the theory can just be copy pasted. Pixels is building the technology around this theory so other games can plug in and solve P2E. However, it will be monetized with this pixel. Yeah, so that's exactly it actually. So what's interesting is game design is not necessarily a big moat. Just like doing the right design, right? Like for example, our staking system was really novel and pretty elegant actually. And we're actually starting to see other people like starting to copy it now. Yeah, especially even that mechanism that we have with withdrawal taxes and withdraw Vpixel with no tax, withdraw the liquid token with tax. That's already been copied by other ecosystems already, right? And that's good design, right? But good design is not a moat. And good design does not lead to value accrual to the token, right? Novel mechanics might help an ecosystem in the short run, but they're not going to lead to long-term value accrual. So yeah, a lot of what you need to do is you need to build something that is so hard to build, no one else can build it. And that is this system that we're building out, right? So if Pixels can own rewarded play and then have that benefit the Pixel ecosystem, that's kind of the goal here, right? So a couple things will happen. First thing that will happen is when the Chubkins app goes live, you'll be able to stake to the Chubkins app, right? Now the Chubkins app, you don't do payments in Pixel. You do payments with your credit card on it. So we'll have to find a new way to give out rewards to users. Perhaps that's when we start to introduce USDC rewards.
Yeah, we have the tech for it.
Into the ecosystem, yes. And we'll also, long run, probably introduce stacked in the staking ecosystem also. Stacked,
That's cool.
yeah, stacked won't
I
generate.
hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, exactly. Stacked won't probably generate revenue in the short term. What we want to do is we want to get just the short term, like medium term it should. We want to make sure that we have some case studies out for the ecosystem. Well, honestly, it could generate revenue day one depending on some of the stuff. So what we'll also do in Stacked at the beginning stages is we'll also show rewarded offers to go and download Web2 games transparently. So you'll see like a rewarded offer to go download like Monopoly Go or a game like that. And yeah, if you guys do that, Stacked will make revenue, and then that can be distributed as a staking reward also. But yeah, we're thinking about this kind of stuff a lot, basically.
Very cool. Okay, you know what's so crazy? I think I was traveling and I like logged into the game and I got the, announcement notification that Seed Rights had won. And I was like, what did I miss here? Like, I heard Reapers won, obviously, and then that was like surprising, but less surprising. And then Seed Rights came through. I was like, damn, there's a couple of things there. Community's rallying and our team's rebalancing has been working. So that's really cool to hear. So yeah, we'll see when come back, guys. Are you in Seed Rights?
No, I'm in Reapers.
I thought you changed.
No, I'm in Reapers. I'm in Loyal.
Okay.
When the animal care update.
Do you have a date?
I mean, I don't want to pressure people. I think we're trying
soon.
to get. Yeah, it's soon. It should be before end of year.
Yeah, it'll be before end of year. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, sure. Are you still planning on changing the rewards in Taskboard and Union rewards from pixels to USDC? Okay, so what I'll say is the first thing that we'll do is do monetization in USDC first, if we make any change there, and still give out pixel. Second stage would be switching both to USDC, and then requiring. So we switch monetization and rewards to USDC, and then we give out staking rewards in USDC too. Like my end goal with Pixel, and this is long term. There's like a bunch of stages that we have to do before we get there, and like a few milestones that we need to hit, is that we don't give out any more Pixel at all, like zero emissions at all would be the end goal basically. So if we can basically wind down emissions of Pixel, including investor, team, all of that as well. Maybe team still needs to emit, but yeah, we can wind down emissions of Pixel and then have USDC rewards for stakers. That's kind of the best long-term path in my mind. In order to do that, we need to start making, revenue, and it needs to be significant, and we need to scale that revenue, and we need these games to be sustainable. So it's a path there, but that's the goal.
Can you guys hear the music that just started playing really loudly? Hopefully not. Hopefully the mics are doing what they're supposed to. The fact that this is still on your bingo card just shows that you guys are behind. I haven't said this in months. Okay, Alricky, whoever it is, you got to update your card. This is old.
This person asked, how would that affect the Pixel price? What is the Pixel price long-term based on? Just staking power? So this I still have to be sensitive with when I talk to it. But imagine another hypothetical token that's not Pixel, where it just earns yield in like US dollars or like non-volatile yield, right? It gets priced based on the yield, basically. So honestly, like many other assets out in the world, it would be priced in a similar way that way, right? Based on growing revenue, all that side of things.
There is one that I wanted to talk about. Oh, this one. Okay. So I'm not going to confirm anything here. Team is working and deciding on what path to choose moving forward, what updates we want to work on after the pets one, and all of that. I will just comment on building in public because we build in public. We sit here every week and we tell you guys what we think we're working on, what we think might be interesting in the future, or the paths we might have decided to take. And one of them, contestable lands, we truly thought we're going to do this. It's not in the plans anymore, and that's just what building in public is like. We're going to tell you things, ideas that we have. We want your feedback on them, and then they might not make sense in the long term in the roadmap. So contestable lands is not currently on the roadmap. But for the rest of it, team is festering. I don't have any confirmation, unfortunately. Is it loud? Because it's loud for us. I hope it's not loud for you guys.
Okay, somebody asked, we would love to see improvements on the creator code system. We want to see who used their codes so we can implement our own fun thing to
I can
code
comment
users.
on this.
Mm-hmm.
So the data, I don't know what it's called, data reading system. I don't know what that's called. We swapped systems and that data was no longer readily available. I can circle back with the team now that we've started using this new system for months now and see what's possible. But yeah, that's why things changed. It was a couple months ago.
Yeah, what I will say is we're thinking a lot more about what kind of things we should reward creators for also. What Stacked will come with out of the box is we'll start rewarding TikTok creations as well for any of the games in the ecosystem. So we'll pay you per view on your TikTok basically. If you like do the right format, hashtags, all of that.
Do you understand this?
What is fonts? I think all of my devices died.
You want to look here?
I mean, what is the upside of Stack compared to Pawns or something else like that? I don't know Pawns specifically, but there are like some comparables in the market right now that are like Web2 play to earn platforms that we're looking at. One of the advantages actually is Web3, which is crazy to say that, but Web3 actually can.
I don't know. Real cash, no tricks, easy extra income, no skills needed.
Yeah, Web3 actually does offer some advantages compared to the Web2 side of things. One being
while sleeping, guys. Sleep-a-gotchi. Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
so one being that you can actually cash out instantly. We can do like near instant rewards, right? That actually is a value out of crypto. A lot of these other like Web2 play to earn platforms, you have to enter bank account details, KYC. There's like 3-day long withdrawals, all of that, right? Two, our offer system, or it's very deep offers basically. So we're not just incentivizing downloads. That's what most of these games do. Like the offers are very simple and they're more incentivizing a download. So they just want you to like install Monopoly Go for the first time and then they give you impossible tasks to do that you'll never be able to achieve. Like literally the first task I got in Mistplay for Monopoly Go is I had to reach board 4. That took me like a half hour. And I think I got like 5 cents from that. And then the next tasks to actually get like, you know, a couple dollars or like, it would probably take me like 20-30 hours of playing. Like it's kind of crazy. And that's how they work basically. What we're doing with our system is it's a lot smarter with what kind of offers it can give. It can give out smaller offers, bigger offers for things that are more unique inside of the game. So it's just a deeper offer system basically. what about emissions for other games in the ecosystem? How do you see that changing? I think in the long run, this isn't right now. We'll essentially start giving out USDC, like more like a publisher would. But honestly, what we're trying to figure out is how we can reliably give out rewards that are inherently like good and profitable for the game and ecosystem.
Sounds like a bomb went off.
Hey. Yeah, they said it's just weird background noise.
That's gotta have been really loud.
Can you give out offers with reputation points as rewards? Yes, we can. I'm not going to bring up that comment, but somebody asked about Sleepagachi and Forgotten Runeverse and what's the deal with them with staking rewards. So what I'll say here is, in the long term, the staking ecosystem and what we're doing there is like, I think directionally correct. Like it's a good idea, right? Like everyone thinks it's like good in theory, right? And that's the issue with a lot of stuff in Web3. And actually, this is like an issue in company building often. Like you can actually be correct and dead right about things and like the way things should work quite often, but it doesn't always mean that it will work in practice, right? And tactics are a little bit different. I think about tactics a lot lately. And this is a tactical one, where one of the issues inside of Web3 gaming right now with the staking ecosystem that we have in Pixels is, in order for a staking ecosystem like ours to work well, is these games need to be generating revenue, profitable, and scaling for it to really be as effective as possible, right? And truthfully, there just really aren't that many games in Web3 that are. There's none, actually. There's literally none. Except for like maybe FIFA Rivals, Legends of Emir, but that's it. Like none of the other games are making money or profitable, so it doesn't really fit well into a staking ecosystem then, right? Now these mechanisms that we have are good though, so I'm very bullish in the long run on the staking ecosystem for all the first party stuff that we're building out. So Chubkins, Vpixels, Dungeon's still great. Anything else that we're doing too, we'll be careful with who we add in the staking ecosystem in the long run, basically. But that's also why we're more bullish on just kind of like working with other games and having them use Stacked as a partner than having them honestly like pay us for their growth. And that to me is like the more interesting part. So what's cool about that is when Stacked is added into the staking ecosystem, Stacked itself will kind of be like an indexed bet on play to earn and everything there essentially. So any revenue that Stacked generates will be because it's helped another game acquire more users or lift up its revenue. And the end goal with Stacked is basically to have like any game work with us, not just Web3 games, but also Web2 games. Truthfully, Stacked is built out as a way to kind of like sneak attack these Web2 games into using Web3. So we're not limited by the current customers in Web3 gaming that way, right? If the issue with building in Web3 gaming is if you're building for Web3 games, the market's too small. You can't build any product that relies just on Web3 or Web3 gaming in order to survive. You need to be building for a bigger audience.
What is this?
Hmm?
What are you talking about? I was so curious what he clipped. Okay, you didn't tell me what you were talking about, so, or maybe you did and I just didn't read it.
Okay, are you able to answer some of the core game questions?
Let me see. No, that one.
Yeah, well, I wasn't starring them here.
Yeah,
I'll start some of these.
Stop using mobile. Guys, I'm looking at Discord, which I usually do during the AMAs, but you can't tell because it's on my computer. But this is my computer, so.
I saw. Oh, well, I'll answer that one in a second. Oh, yeah, about the Hearth Hall boost system. How does a Hearth Hall's boost system works? What's a buffer? Do you know?
Yeah. So you buy them to like improve the what is the word? The strength of your yield stones, or improve the strength of like my brain isn't functional anymore. The exhaustion is unreal. To defense to defend your hearth. So because there's sabotage involved, right? So applying those, what are they actually called? Like my brain is fried.
You got this. I'm going through some questions now.
I just can't remember the words. Like I know the answers, but the names, the English language escapes me. Yeah, but you can pick up those boosts to help defend or help strengthen your hearth. There you go. There's the vanilla version.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, somebody asked, do you plan to add more benefits with your VIP users? Okay, my question to you is like, what else do you think VIP needs?
Yeah, there's so many good things with VIP.
Lots of people say it's worth it. Lots of people say it. But
yes.
I mean, yeah, what do you personally think it's missing? I would ask you that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's pretty OP right now. I don't even know who they're talking about. Why did you start that?
I don't know. I just want to say that we'll answer your questions too.
Seems like StreamYard's like messing up everyone's names.
VIP tier 4 is wild.
It's true. It is. I don't think I can play without it.
I do keep hearing a lot of people asking for a VIP sale. I don't want to promise anything here.
We did that last year.
Yeah, but yeah, it does seem like a lot of people want VIP and they're struggling to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think about that a lot, to be honest. Like, I think, again, I said this in the last AMA, but I think that's a really interesting use case of Vpixel. What's nice about Vpixel is we can give out more of it. And if you guys are actually using it inside of the game, then it's actually even easier to give out more of it. Since what we care about is like we care about recycling the tokens as much as possible, right? So if they're getting spent, that's actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we gave out 100 million pixel and 100 million were spent every single month, we got 200 million pixel and have 200 million spent the next month, right? Like we're okay with like the numbers scaling up. So if you guys are spending the pixel on stuff, like that's always a great thing. So yeah, we'll think more about how we can start to give more people that really want the VIP and have a hard time getting it, but like really work for it. More ways to earn Vpixel potentially.
Okay, will there be a Christmas carnival this year? No, there will not be a carnival. There will be an event though. There will be a holiday themed event coming up. TBD on the date, but go collect your warts for now. But it's coming. You want to choose something?
What else? Actually, don't. Somebody asked us to fix the poker and then run tournaments with entry fees. What I'll say is running an online poker business is not so easy. There's so many different models to do it. I think I like keeping it as like a fun thing to do inside of Pixels, but I would not want to like really focus on doing online poker unless we were like Pixels is just an online poker game now. If we just saw everybody only playing those, but yeah, online poker is typically like quite expensive to scale. And then the issue is, like, what advantage does like a crypto game? What advantage does crypto in online poker have? Like, I guess the fact that you don't need a KYC and you can cash out, and like maybe some people would use that to not pay the taxes, but that you gotta pay the taxes still. Yeah, the actual value prop of like crypto when it comes to honestly casino wasn't actually that compelling to me anyways.
This is an interesting question. Do you feel durable items work in game? As a Web3 player, I prefer items I own. No incentive to grind for stuff that breaks. Misalignment between players and team here, I think. So this is interesting.
So
There's a few takes here. I'm gonna go game design, right? So every time that something is put in the game that's permanent, it needs to be respected forever, especially in a Web3 community, right? That can create a lot of challenges when you're working on an MMO style game where it's truly endless. Like there's just endless number. I wonder what the count is of like items in pixels. It's like thousands, right? And if those ones have utility, then there's expected, and especially in Web3, it's expected that those remain respected, right? Forever. And that can be very difficult when there's thousands of items and game loops and sub game loops and whatnot. So introducing something that breaks actually kind of provides an opportunity for more fun, more like styles of gameplay, because there's no like concern about having to respect that game loop forever. Now I know it kind of sounds negative, but if you step back and kind of look at it from like a broad sense, it really makes a lot of sense.
yeah, so this is actually some of the like tricky parts of building a Web3 game, right? So it's interesting because like when we're trying to do all this stuff, it's like on the surface level, maybe it seems like this team is trying to be selfish and we're trying to like, squeeze as much money out of somebody as we can. But like truthfully, like the only goal at Pixels here is like to make something that grows sustainably and to be able to scale the game and user base and all of that too. So like the team does need to like focus on that stuff. But honestly, like we haven't even been. It's crazy. Some people were talking about Pixels being extractive at some points because we were like charging for coins and like different items like that. Pixels has been under one roars for almost all of its life, right? Which means that we've been giving out far more rewards than we ever like monetized inside of the game, right? And like what we've only been trying to work on is like figuring out a way to like make sure that the token can be supported and like not kind of tank because of sell pressure inside of the game through like having things to monetize and like having things to work for. Now, the issue and like part of the hard part about building a Web3 game is like if you're trying to earn, obviously you're going to want to spend the least. It's kind of a game of like min-maxing in that regard, right? Your goal is to earn. Our goal is to like have like monetization inside of the game, and they're kind of at odds, right? So you have to design with that in mind, and yeah, you have to make sure the game has something to give you that makes up if there is like a loss of earnings, whether it be like a lot of fun, whether it be friends that you made along the way, all of this kind of stuff. But like that's a design problem you need to think through, and it's not an easy one. It's not straightforward. It's almost a paradox in a way, right? The other issue too is the idea of ownership, right? Because the ownership actually does cannibalize revenue of a game too. When you're saying, oh, this thing will be in the game forever and it's not durable, that means that the game can't sink resources or the game can't monetize in certain ways, right? Even if it's not about monetizing, right? If we gave you a pickaxe that never broke inside of the game and you owned as an NFT, then that means that there's like one less sink inside of the game forever. Like we can't have resources that help feed into other parts of the economy be sync as much either. So yeah, it's a weird design problem, right? Like I think you need to use NFTs sparingly and like ownership sparingly in those games for the important parts, right? Basically saying, if we release more games, we're not going to release more NFTs because we have enough to manage with land and pets. We are spending Pixel, but you guys are selling for revenue. We're not selling any Pixel. That's actually not true. For the revenue, like that's not how our model works. Like you can actually see where it flows. So you'll see when Pixel is spent, it actually all moves on chain. Most of it moves into, I think like 80 to 90% of the staking or the revenue now moves to stakers. So every time you spend Pixel inside of a game, it gets sent directly to stakers. You can follow that on chain. The other 10% goes into like basically a locked treasury.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I just found this really funny. We went from a colorful Christmas carnival to Warts. Okay, Wart is not the Christmas event. I'm just saying, play it for now.
We need credit card VIP purchase. That'll be easier because people will now have to use credit card, the crypto interface, the Pixel. Yeah, so that is a high priority coming soon. In Chubkins, you can only use credit cards. We don't take Pixel as a payment in Chubkins. You can earn some Pixel, but we don't take it as a payment. Truthfully, we're probably going to move some payments in core Pixels to at least accept credit card soon. And I could see us maybe doing like mostly credit card in the future, and then doing USDC payouts instead of Pixel payouts for staking rewards.
Oh yeah, I was just going to address this. Can we improve the UGC approval process? Yeah, it's taking too long. I'm going to chat with the team that works on it, especially in the holiday season. I feel like there's going to be a lot of holiday themed UGCs. Oh yeah, I graduated as a content creator. Congratulations, welcome. And you received Popberry. How do you get a creator code? So you're gonna apply for it, but I highly recommend just hopping in the general chat on the creator Discord, tag Alricky, and he'll walk you through the process.
You heard it from this guy.
What the heck? You can ask as many questions as you want.
The whales are always winning a mini game inside the pixels. Will there be a mini game a casual player can win? I think there are a bunch actually. So,
Yeah.
I mean, what's interesting about Chapter 3 is it's not necessarily whales that are performing. It's like a mix of grinders and whales, right? There have been some mechanics that are more like spendy. This one is more like if you're a normal taskboard user, you have like a high level account, which I wouldn't consider that always like a whale, right?
Yeah,
it's just like a dedicated player, basically.
We have tons of players that are like crazy high levels, crazy like stores of stuff and like all these things, and that are not whales by any means.
So yeah, I know what you're saying though, and I understand, because if you think about it from like the game's perspective, right? Like a lot of the times they are trying to build out mechanics that monetize, and you need like loops that, you know, are competitive with people who are like monetizing the most, right? So that might make it feel like pay to win and all this stuff too. That's one of the all-time game design challenges in any game, right? Like how do you monetize without alienating normal players and making the game still feel fair and fun?
Okay, it's wine. Chill. It's wine. And it's just for graduating. It's chill. I'll send you 60 Popberries though, Jinza. My gift to you.
That bruh is funny.
Bruh?
Yeah, in reply to that.
Oh, yeah. 99 Popberries. Luke has the highest level. No, Luke's levels are not super high.
Man, expecting to win as a casual player sounds so ironic. There is some truth to that. Yeah, so like this is still solvable with design too, though. That's why like ranked play is sometimes a thing in a lot of games, right? Where you put casuals against each other, and you scale rewards that way too. We're thinking about it a lot. We have systems like that inside of Pixels. They're kind of difficult to maintain often. Like you need a whole team of people doing just live ops to really like pull that off, basically. But yeah, we're thinking about it a lot. Like we're trying to bring some of those concepts into the stacked app.
I think we've gone through most of the questions that we pinned.
Offers will solve everything. Yeah, that's
our new tagline.
No, but
make play to earn work. No. Offers solve.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of work to do when that goes out. Also, I'm very excited and bullish about it.
Yeah, me too.
You guys are already seeing tastes and tingles of it inside the Pixels.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys think to get the winery in Terravilla back to tier 4 and make tier 2 for higher VIP tiers?
Okay, hold on. I have to like reread this. This is too much for us.
I don't think we're bringing the tier 4 winery into Terravilla.
Yeah, I can tell you that's not going to happen.
Someone asked for the tier 3 in Terra Villa earlier also.
We'd have to look at the game design, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Alricky, I didn't give you any pot berries. Don't lie. I don't mean many casual players can win. There's a chance a player.
Yeah, I mean, what I will say is if you're a casual player, you might like Chubkins more too when that comes out because like really that game isn't going to be as grindy. Like to me, when I think about the ecosystem, what we're doing, we have Pixels. That game is going to be for like the mid-core, hardcore people, right, who like these types of games. Chubkins addresses a much more casual audience. Like I don't think a lot of the like grinders and Pixels will like Chubkins as much. Maybe I'm wrong.
It's definitely more a casual vibe.
Yeah, it's just like it's really chill, it's casual, right? So like that's also kind of what we're thinking with play to earn also. Like you need different games and like different games will implement play to earn differently. And like the more shots on goal that we have and like the more, you know, types of games that we have in the ecosystem, like the stronger they'll be too. Because also what's cool about the Stacked app is we can offer incentives for people to move from game to game too. So yeah, what's cool about Chubkins is like if we get a lot of users in Chubkins, we can send them the Pixels. So Pixels monetizes better, for example.
Casual players can earn in unions too. They wouldn't place in the leaderboards like spenders do, or grinders, I guess, too. But they can still get rewards. Yeah, exactly. You just gotta get good, you know.
Somebody asked when play to earn 3.
Play to airdrop.
Yeah, honestly, I think about this all the time. It's like, how can we do something like that again?
Yeah,
but we already have the token.
We did it twice, right?
Yeah,
NFTs, airdrop.
That the feeling though is a good one. We got to think about how to have that feeling again.
Yeah. Hold on, wait. What did that person say? Ah.
Oh yeah, that's what I want to bring up. Extract money from big companies, and we will all be. So that's the point. Yeah,
that's a great.
What we want to do with Stacked is we want to extract money from the big gaming companies that you guys all hate, and then make them play to earn where you guys earn. That's kind of the goal.
Stacking up.
Yeah, imagine we get Monopoly Go to be a customer of Stacked, and you're earning while you play Monopoly Go, rather than paying them all that money for dice.
We got 1 minute left before we crash. Technically, Luke and I have a meeting after this.
Oh, like me and you?
Yeah.
No.
I'm good.
Is there any chance to join as a game tester? I mean, there is a Chubkins Discord, and it's available for early access in the US. If you really were motivated, you would figure out how to get Chubkins if you're not in the US too. Yeah. It's not impossible. Yeah, you should
do that. There's honestly not. It's not a huge amount of people in there too, so you'd make a pretty big impact if you want to.
All right, sweet. And I think with that, we're going to end this AMA.
The clock hit.
I think this was maybe one of the least coherent AMAs we've had in a while. But appreciate you guys joining us and being with us today. You know, we're still going to show up and do these every week. You know, it's not always easy. We might take like a break for Christmas in like a week or two here or there. But yeah, we're still going to be here every week. Even, you know, it's not always the easiest to come here every day or every week, but we're gonna always commit to doing it. Like I feel like this is necessary time with you all. And I feel like we owe it to the community too. So yeah, you can always feel free to come with questions. We try to answer as much as we can. And yeah, thank you.
And with that, the music and the fountain that sets off the loudest sounds has just started up again. So we're gonna go. Thank you all for coming out. Wait, no, this is like our closing music, our closing sound.
Yeah. I don't know. We can see the fountain show. It's nice.
All right. Good night. Goodbye. See you guys.